All right, appreciate everybody's time this afternoon. Today we're going to present on, well, two topics really. I'm going to start by going over an overview of distribution and talk a little bit about the difference of what we consider distribution and resellers. Remind everyone a little bit of the programs, the discounts, and some simple things to ask yourself as you set up distributors or who you're working with. Also review the programs available, and then we have a special guest. Charlie Modine is here. He's going to show us some real life examples. He's also going to give us some insight into the new structure on how to go after contractors and develop your territory. So with that, we'll get started with exactly that. So distribution and resellers, two common customer classifications in Chromalox. But what are they exactly? And that's what you want to ask yourself when you're, either working with or establishing these relationships. We've had a lot of success with distribution, but we've also kind of cut ourselves short a lot of times too when we don't apply the right discounts or structure our territories and such to really capitalize on distribution. So a distributor should be a partner, somebody that carries inventory on their shelf, has your products available, you share leads. A reseller is somebody that just got a request. They got a request for Chromalox. They call you out of the blue, and there's no real, I would say, investment on their part. We very much still, obviously we're not walking away from business, but it's just really important to remember, and ask yourself, who is my distributor and who do I partner with, as opposed to just a general reseller. Now, obviously we go to market in many, many ways, and that's just something to kind of take with you. And we've always had this quick list of, what would define as a distributor, and you should ask yourself, especially on the partnership side, are you sharing leads? A lot of times when you're targeting a distributor, specific to, say, an end user, a lot of times a distributor is in place because they have integrated contracts. They're a way for us to get with an end user or a facility, a power distribution plant. And that's where it makes it strategically smart to invest in distributors. They keep their stuff on the shelf. Other things that we offer them, we have, programs depending on if it's components, if it's cold weather products, and also something that I don't think we stress enough, and we're going to focus on a lot in the coming years, is training. We're offering to train your distributors, make them more efficient, give them more support so they can support us and push our product. Now, we obviously have discounts in place, and I remind everyone that they are there. As you're developing your customers, there's the authorized distributor program, and that's based on volume. So if they're doing the volume and they're the right partner, obviously they deserve the discounts. We don't want to extend too many discounts to the resellers without developing that relationship. If it's just a pass-through middleman thing, just something to keep, remember, kind of bring it back to the forefront so you take that with you. And then, what are we talking about? We're actually talking about everything. If we're talking about products, we have distributors for even circuit heaters and panels. We have distributors for immersion heaters. It's not just heat trace. It's not just circuit heaters. And these markets are all of our markets. Back to the integrated supply agreements. They're in place at a lot of these facilities, and that's who you partner with. And then, ultimately the contractors are the ones installing the product. So when we specify and do our job or, work on the other end, a lot of this stuff filters out to the contractors, and that's what Charlie's going to talk a lot about here in a few minutes. So, a reminder to everyone, we have the CDP program. What is that? That's our components such as, panel components, immersion heaters, cartridge heaters. And these there are a lot, our competitors actually do really well in these markets with set-up distributors. And, who do you target? You target, the Watlow distributors, the Temco distributors, automation and sensor folks. And when you do so, you know, you have the program to offer them, which comes with the discounts, the deliveries, but we also now have the training behind it. You know, what are these products? You need to, you know, when you go in and you pitch them the program and the products, there are advantages to going with us, not only price, but some strategic advantages. We just did the C4 presentation on Friday with James Lewis, and it was really good. One of the things that we had a discussion afterwards was panel shops. Now, we would target panel shops directly for these type of products to generate the need, but a lot of times, you know, panel shops go to a local distributor for their components, their parts. These are the people that stock their shelves. So this is I think there's a lot of opportunity, that unutilized opportunity out there that are unrealized that we can go after. So when we're talking distributors, there's a lot in every territory that we don't even touch on. Cold weather program. I know every year we pitch that, and we had Ron Timko last week, you know, introduce the new program and the rollout. That'll be provided with the presentation. We're all pretty familiar with the $5,000 qualifying order, and then, you know, the add-on if you want to do cold weather products or cable. We got that. That's pretty standard every year. And one thing this year we're doing a lot of, though, is we're cleaning up that program. There's a lot of folks out there that we extend this pricing to that's, you know, they don't meet those requirements and don't necessarily, you know, deserve that discount to the partnership. So, you know, I would, you know, anybody out there that, you know, you have your territory and you're looking at that, you know, ask your RTSMs, ask the product managers for your list of cold weather, you know, qualified individuals, and, you know, go through and re-up that, or, you know, review it a little bit. But a thing that gets missed a lot of times when either signing up new ones or working with old ones is we can compare other products to our products. We have that information out there and available for you to go through with your cold weather distributors and explain them the value of going with Chromalox or where these products fit into the market, and offer that to them as well, along with the discounts. So a little bit about distribution, a little bit about resellers. I'm going to give you one example, and then we're going to get to what Charlie has prepared for us today. So, you know, distribution, the value of distribution. Obviously, you know, we all know Rick. You know, it's impossible to cover all markets and geographies in their territory for all of our products. That is very, very true. We have such a variety to offer any marketplace, for that matter. And here's just a fine example just to take with you as a memory. You know, when I went into sales, I had, you know, one of the largest geography territories in the company, and it still remains that way. And we don't have a lot of, there's a lot of area to cover, and it couldn't be done without distribution. And it's been done very well, I'm happy to say, for the last 10, 15 years through, you know, support of many people. But here's just a quick example. You know, here's Pacific Corp. They're out in Pinedale, Wyoming. It's in the middle of nowhere. Trust me, because that's the front of my car. I can't be there every day. I have honestly, it doesn't happen. You don't cover that. But what do they have? They have integrated supply agreements with this distributor right here in Cody, nice and close. This map actually comes from Industrial Info. These are distributors, electrical distributors out there. There's mechanical distributors as well that carry our products. So they have an integrated supply agreement to stock their shelves, to supply them anything Chromalox. I don't have to. I've actually never been in those gates. I took a picture of it because I can't get in there. But the distributor with the integrated supply agreement does. And there's various examples throughout the country of how to get into facilities, and distribution can be the way. So that Pinedale, or, you know, the Pacific Corp is an example. But the other most important part about distribution is getting the product near the contractors. Now, I show the next example here. Obviously, that's our facility in Tennessee. There's our shelves with all the heat trace in the world. But how do we get it to the contractors out here installing it? We work through distribution, that partnership, that inventory. Also, they carry the payment terms for us. All of us work through trying to, you know, get the supply, the payment terms, and all that stuff. They handle that for us, and the stocking. Like it's a tremendous tool that we can utilize if we do it properly and you develop the distributor. In the case of this example, you know, we have our product in Tennessee. We stock it at our distributor. They put it in their trailer, and they get it on the pipe up here in Weld County. That's how you get it to market. That's how we get it in the contractor's hands. And that will be my segue for Charlie to tell us about working with contractors and how we're moving forward with that.